Hey there, welcome to my channel, and this is Programming with Remy. How's been your week? How's been your day? I hope you are good. Alright, so today we're going to be looking at HTML links, and we're going to start with the first section of HTML. So if you have not watched the previous video, just want to pause the video and watch the previous video so that you can understand what we have been able to accomplish in the last class. So today we're going to be looking at the first section of HTML links, and today we're going to be examining we're going to be looking at creating links between pages. We're going to be looking at linking to other websites. We're also going to be looking at href attributes. So let's start now. All right, so now links or hyperlinks are used for connection of web resources together. So, and they are the key element that made web surfing possible. So now one of those important things you must realize that once you're on a website, for instance, I have this example of a website. I have the home page, I have the blog, I have the contact us, I have the portfolio. Now these are different pages, but without links there's no way I can link from this page to this page. So what made that possible is what we refer to as HTML link. So take for instance, I want to move from my home page, or if I want to move from my blog to my home page, I want to move to my blog page, right? So I need a link that will move from my home page to my blog page, right? So that means that link has two ends. We have the first end and the second end, right? So and there will have to be a address that will be inputted here that will locate where my blog is, right? Or I want to move from my blog, I want to go to my contact us page, right? Or I want to click on this image, right, to go to examine this particular portfolio, right? So that's an example of HTML link. They are key elements that made web surfing possible, and there are different type of links. There are links from one website to another. There are links from one page to another on the same website. This is an example of links from one page to another on the same website. Links also, we also have links from one part of a web page to another part of a web page. So you can have like moving from a particular section of web page to another section in a web page. Okay, so we also have links that open in a new browser window. We're also going to examine that in the next session. We also have links that start up your email program. For example, I want to send an email to my friend, to my colleague at work, and address a new email to someone. All right, so also have links to download web resources. For example, you must have downloaded a resource material, be an image, a PDF file, a music file, whatsoever file you can download online. There has to be a link, right? And once you click on that link, you can have it in your file folder, right? So that's the example of links. So right, so let's go to the next slide now. So now let's look at the syntax for creating links. Now links are created using this a elements, right? And this a stands for what we call an anchor tag. So users can click on anything between the opening tag of this character and the closing tag. So that means that whenever I want to create a link, it could be a link either to go to a website, another website, links from one page to another, link from one page section to another web page section. Let's say for instance I want to move from this particular section here to this another section, right? I need the link, right? So also link from that open a new browser window, so or links to download the web sources. So whatever link I want to create in my HTML, I need this particular tag. I will know, remember, if you remember from our last classes, we said that to create HTML elements we need tags, right? So and they are defining structure of our HTML. So that means that whenever I want to create a link, I need what we refer to as an anchor tag, and an anchor tag is represented with the character A, and it has both an opening tag and a closing tag. That's why you see they said the A character stands for an anchor tag. So what I want to do is, before you pause this video, I want to look at this syntax, right? So this is an example of a link. and this link will take me to Google. So, and this is the HTML and this is the result. So what I want to do is that I want to pause this video and copy this code, copy this line of code to your Visual Studio Code, and observe the results, observe what the result is, and click on this and see where it will take you to. All right, okay, so I hope you have been able to do that. So let's try to explain what this particular syntax is. So we have an opening tag and we have the closing tag. Right now, in between the opening tag and the closing tag, we have what we can refer to as an attribute, right? And you know, remember we look at attributes, we said attributes add extra information to the HTML elements. So this attribute that we have here, this attribute that we have here is called href attributes, right? And this is a name and this is the value, right? So we said here that href stands for hypertext reference, and href is an attribute of an anchor tag. It contains the URL, which is referred to as the uniform resource locator that specifies the location of the web resources. Okay, so for example, this can be an image, an HTML element, a website, a PDF file. Now for this example, this is particular URL, which is where this page, can you see if I click on over I say www.google.com, right? So this href is a part of the link element that the resource location of maybe the material we're looking for online, the resources that we're looking for online will be. So for example, if you also remember in our previous video where we looked at how internet works, right, we said our websites are hosted in web servers, right? So that means that this location will take me to the web server where this particular domain is located. So that means that one thing the user will, the only thing the user will see, this is in his own browser, right? And this is called a link text, and it is the visible part of the link that the user has to click on to direct them to google.com, right? So that's the example. So, and if you observe, this link is in a particular text color, right, and it is underlined. So this is how the browser will by default display an HTML link. It will be highlighted in a color and also underlined. So this is the default method of creating a link. All right, so let's go to our next video now. By default in HTML, we have 3 different ways how links are being described, how links are being displayed in our browser. So by default, links will appear as follows in most of the browser. So I have these 3 examples now. Observe this example I have for a browser web page, right? I have the home page and I have another page here, right? Now an unvisited link is underlined and is made blue. So that means if you observe now, I have the home, the blog, the contact us, and I have another menu here for a page which is called appointments, right? Now you observe that an unvisited link is underlined and blue, and that's why you see that I'm not currently on my blog, on my contact us, on my appointments. I am currently on my home page. That's why you see that I've not visited all this page, and that's why it is blue, right? Now he said a visited link always is underlined as purple, right? So that means that once I visit a particular link in my previous web page, it will be highlighted as purple, and that's why I see that once I click on blog, it takes me to the blog page, right? Now because I'm coming from the home page, the home is already what in a different color as purple, showing me that this link has been this page has been visited before, right? And another color which is red is an active link is underlined and made red, and that's why I see that currently the web page that I'm on is the home page, and you see that it's color red, right? Now because the home page here is the page here is my blog, and that's why it is color red, right? So it's used to just identify which particular page the user is working with. So in CSS we have 3 different in HTML we have 3 different default way links are represented. unvisited link and active link. Right now, when we get to CSS in our subsequent videos, we're going to look at how we can change the styles of these particular links to change how they are displayed and how they interact with the user. Right, okay, so now we're going to look at this a little snippet in this class, and I call it more of like a debugging technique before we look at the practical project. So now, in computer programming and software development, debugging is the process of finding and resolving bugs, defects, or problems that prevent correct operation within computer program, software, and system. So now, one of those important things as you're coding is that I want you to learn how to debug your code from scratch. So that means that as you're coding, you observe that sometimes you make a mistake, and probably in your display, in your browser display, you observe that you have an error. So there are things that you just need to observe. Now we're still going to look at more into debugging, but I just want to have a knowledge about it as you are starting to learn now. So one of those things that you're going to observe in your code sometimes is that you can have an uneven number of HTML tags. Probably you put in an opening tag and you put the closing tag, so you have to be careful to observe your code very well. Another kind of error that you will encounter is we call the typing error. Probably you want to type HTML and you put HMTL, so you can make mistakes in typing, so you have to observe and key notes in how you type. Another one you can also utilize in solving problems in your code is there's a link below. I'll put in Stackoverflow. You can search Stackoverflow and look at so many solutions online, or you can use Google, which is your friend, to find out. So probably you have an issue that your code is not running as well to work. You can just use Google to find out where the issue is coming from. Another way where you can use to able to debug your code is what I call narrowing, and is the use of comments. To narrow means that you have to look at your code critically and examine which section of the code did I make a mistake. And one of the tools that they can use to help you in doing that is what we call HTML comments. Now in HTML, there's a particular syntax of how we can comment a particular section of a code out and to not be displayed by our browser. And sometimes comments are used by developers, by programmers, for the sake of making their codes more detailed and informed for any other person that will come across that code, or probably they use it to able to make them also understand what they have done. Because for example, you may have written a 1,000 line of code, so you can comment sections out of a code so that you can able to go back and refresh your knowledge about what you did in that particular section. Or you can use comments to able to remove part of a code so that you can test where the error lies. Now let me do a quick example using my Visual Studio Code now. So I'll just go to my Visual Studio Code. Now this is our previous class examples, right? So now what I've done here, let me remove this. So now if I want to comment, let's say I want to comment this particular section out of a code now, this on ordered list, what I would do, remember the syntax, this is the syntax, right? So I'll put the syntax here. Okay, now this is the syntax, right? So wherever I want to comment out of my code, it has to be in between here, right? So I'll cut this using Ctrl X and I'll place it here. Now let me observe how my HTML code will be displayed in my browser. So let me use a live server to open it. Now do you observe that our list is not available anymore because it has been commented out, right? So that's an example of HTML comments, and you have to take note of that. So and also, for example, let's say I want to make this clear to show that it's a link. So I can just come here and I can just put this is the main menu, right? So if I save this and come to my browser, my link is showing here, but the menu, the comment is not displayed because it's not showing. So that's an example of HTML comments. So I hope that is clear. All right, so now let's go back to our slide. Now we have look at comments. So we're going to look at a practical example, and we're going to practicalize what we have learned about HTML link. So what we're going to do in this video is that we're going to create links to other pages on the website, and we're going to create links to other websites. So the first thing is we're going to use links to create we're going to create links for other pages in our website, and we're going to create links to other websites. So just look at my example. So I'll go to my Visual Studio Code now. Now if you observe in our Visual Studio Code, we have created this menu, right? We have the home, the shop, the blog, about us, and contact us. Now this is what we have here now, but this is just a list, right? So what I want us to do in this tutorial is I want us to convert this particular list of menu, right? What we call our menu, we want to convert them to HTML links, right? So let's do that now. So let me come to the Visual Studio Code, and what I'll do is that I will use what we call HTML nesting. If you remember, we looked at nested elements, right? So I'll put a link in between my menu, right, that I've created using this list. So I'll put the A, remember the syntax, and I'll put the href, which is stand for hypertext reference, and the value. So okay, then the closing tag, right, for the anchor tag. So I'll copy this, cut it out, and place at the end of my first list here, right? Now this is an example of a syntax for a link, right? Now if I Ctrl S to save this, let's observe the difference in my browser now. Now do you observe that there's a difference between this home page, this home menu, and the other menus, right? You observe that this is now a particular link, right? But now this link does not have an address yet, because I have not put an address in the href yet now. But you understand it is blue, showing me that is an active link, right? And it's not yet visited, right? And we also have another menus, but these are not links yet right now. So let me come to my browser here now, and observe that I have to put the link here. So I have to put the URL here, and the URL is what? index.html. So I'll just come in, click on index.html, right? Now I will save this, and I will do the same. I will do the same for other menu here to convert them into a link. So copy this, Ctrl copy, and then I'll paste here, Ctrl C. Okay, all right. So now copy this, right, place here, and for my about us, copy, and then all right, and also copy. All right. Now so these are all links now, right? Now let's look at the results. So I'll put a closing anchor tag here now, because my link must have an opening anchor tag and a closing anchor tag. So I'll just do it. I'll copy this, paste, Ctrl V, Ctrl S to save. Now let's observe the difference. Now do you observe that all our lists which represent our menu are now in a particular are now active links, right? But now observe that every one of them are going to, once I click on them, they are still going to be in home page, because I'm using the same address here, right? So what I want to do is that now we have to create the shop page, the blog page, the about us page, the contact us page, right? So let's come to our folder here and come to create new file. So what I'll do is that I'll put my shop. Let me create the shop first, shop.html. Okay, all right. Now then create our blog. We have our blog already, so we need to create the about us page now. So create about.html, right? Made a mistake there. About.html, right? Okay, so also contacts, right? Contacts.html. Okay, so now we have all the pages created, right? Now I will not, let's put our syntax for our boilerplate. If we have boilerplate point for HTML, so I'll copy this boilerplate, copy this boilerplate and paste it here. Okay, so I'll save this. Let me name title. I'll name this about us. Okay, all right, save. I'll come to the blog. We have the blog already. Contact us. Copy the boilerplate and name names contact us. All right, so shop page, copy and name it shop, right? Okay, saved. All right, so now we have the heading already, so let's put the body information now. So I'll just come to my index. What we'll just want to do is I want to copy this heading. Let me copy this heading. Okay, come to my about us, put this here. So I'll just name this about us. Okay, Ctrl S, blog, contact us, right? So this will be the contact page, right? So you can just put contact us, right? You can just save, and shop, right? And just put okay, just an example, shop. Okay, all right, now so we have the shop. Now we have the index, we have the contact us, we have the blog, we have the about us. Now we have these links, right? And they have different addresses, right? So now if you come to our index now, so for our shop now will be shop.html right now. So I'll change this to shop, right? Okay, okay, so shop, right? Okay, then the blog will be blog.html, right? Blog.html, and the about us will be about.html, right? About.html, and the contact us will be contacts.html, right? So if I save this now and go to my browser, you see that I have my browser here now. So now what I want to now do is that I want to put this link available in all the contact pages. So what I'll do is I'll copy this. I'll go to my about us page. Now this is my about us, right? So before the heading, I'll put the list here of menus that I've created, right? I'm sorry, go back to my index. I did not copy it very well. Copy, right? Then go to my about us, then paste here, right? Okay, save this. So go to my blog also. So above this first heading, paste the links of menu, right? Save, contact us, so menu, save the shop page. Okay, all right, let's do this for the shop page too. Save now. So I've been able to do that for all the pages, and ensure that you save it. Ctrl S to save, Ctrl S, Ctrl S, Ctrl S, Ctrl S. So what I've been able to do now, we're able to create links to other pages on the same website, right? So now let me come to my home page now. So now let's try to click on those links and see where they will take us. So now you see, observe that I have all these links now. Now this, if I click on this, so observe that it's in a, give me color red, showing me that is the active link, right, that I'm working on. So let me click on the shop page. So let's see if it will take us to the shop page, right? Now if I click on this now, do you observe that I have the shop now, right? Do you observe that? Or if I click on the blog, I have the blog, right? A blog that we created in the last video. So that we can click on the, if I click on the about us page now, so you have the about us page, right? And if I click on the contact us page, and I have the contact us page, and I can go back to the home page from here, the shop page, the blog, the about us, and the contact us page. Now that's very good. Now so the other class where you're going to create a link to another website, right? So I will do that. So let's come to our code. So let's just do a small example. Let's look at for a particular post, a link in our blog. So let me use it as an example. Let's say, for example, I want to put a link here. Okay, let me look for something. I just want to put a link. Okay, so let's say I want to put a link to Netflix, right? So let me just come to my browser. Let me look for Netflix. Okay, so I want to look for the Netflix link. So I'll click on Netflix here. Okay, so now I've seen a particular link for Netflix. So this is Netflix link. You can see that I have the. I'm also going to explain this in the other section. So, but this is first section. So I'll copy this, right? I'll copy this out. Then I'll go back to my blog. Okay. So what I want to do is that I want to make this a link, right? So I'll put. Remember the link syntax, right? Put a. The anchor tag, opening tag, href, right? Same by like hypertext reference. The value. Remember the value will be inside this particular semicolon, right? Then I put the link, Ctrl V, that I copied from the browser. Then I put the closing angular brackets, the brackets, right? So then I copy the closing anchor tag and then I put it here, right, to make it a link. Sorry. Okay, so let me just write that out. So okay, so I have the closing anchor tag now. So let me save this. Okay, so let me go back to my own page. Let me close this now. So let me click on, I want to go to my blog now. So let me click on my blog and observe that Netflix is already created, right? So if I click on this now, let me remove this. So click on Netflix now. Observe that it takes me to Netflix. So that's an example of what, of creating links to other websites. So what I want to do is that I wanted to so I wanted to okay, so what I want to do now is I want to create links to other pages on your own personal project. That's the first assignment. Second assignment, create links to other websites from your blog page as reference, right? So, and also the last assignment they're going to do is create clickable links for user to read your blog post. So that means that what I'm trying to say for the last example is that now if you observed, this is let me go back to my page. All right, this is a blog page, right? Now this is a particular blog now, so make this a link, right? So that once the user click on this, you can able to read all this particular information which is put out in a snippet here, right? So that's the last practical project I want you to do today. So pause this video and try this out, and also the class assessments for how to test what you have learned in this class will be put in the link in the description. Okay, so thank you for watching. Again, don't forget, click on the notification bell and subscribe to this channel to receive more uploads from us. All right, have a lovely day. Love you. Bye bye.